This is my Martin CEO7. I love this guitar, and one of the reasons that I love this guitar is because it is fitted with one of the best sounding acoustic pickups I've ever heard in my life. This is a video about the LR Baggs HiFi Duet. The HiFi Duet is a dual source pickup system from LR Baggs. It's sort of meant to be the next step up from the Anthem system. So I'm a huge fan of the LR Baggs Anthem. I have that pickup system in a lot of different acoustic guitars. It has been to this point my favorite pickup system for acoustic, and finally the crown goes to another. It goes to the HiFi Duet. So I'll show a graphic on the screen here that lets you see sort of what is inside. It's actually comprised of two different pickups, one of which you can buy on its own. So the HiFi system is available separately as well. They released that one a few years back. It has two pickups that sit on the bottom of the soundboard of the guitar right under the bridge. So you can see those, they're sort of the oval pickups that are on the outside. And then there is a microphone that LR Baggs developed called the Silo microphone, and that would replace the microphone that you would have gotten in the Anthem system. So the Silo sits sort of in the middle between the two HiFi system pickups, and then they both come together in a preamp that sits right here. And then, of course, goes to the output. Here, it's powered by a 9-volt battery, which you get about 180 hours of battery life on a single battery. Throughout this video, I'm going to be playing some different clips of the guitar. We're going to mic it, and then we're going to record it direct at the same time, so you can hear the difference between the mic'd sound and the direct sound. One thing to note about this is, like, this Silo mic in the HiFi pickup system, it's not going to sound just like the microphone that I'm using in this video, the Telefunken TF51, one of my favorite mics for acoustic guitar. So it's not going to sound identical, but what I do want you to listen for is the quality of the direct sound. Does it sound like a mic'd acoustic guitar, or does it sound like a direct acoustic guitar? I'll let you be the judge of that one, but I think it sounds fantastic for a direct pickup system. So another thing about this pickup system that I think is really nice is, like, if you wanted to install a LR Baggs Anthem system in a guitar that doesn't have a pickup in it, for example, you would have to put in the piezo part of the pickup, of the dual source pickup, which means you'd have to, one, put something in the guitar that wasn't in there before, in under the saddle, and then you'd have to change the height of the saddle as well, because once you put that piezo in, it raises the height of the saddle a little bit, so you'd have to make an adjustment. And that's something that anyone, you know, if you take it to a shop that would install that pickup, they would most likely do that for you. But it's a thing that would cause a lot of people to hesitate to put in an LR Baggs Anthem system, the full Anthem system, due to that piezo part of it. So the HiFi Duet system doesn't have that that part of it. So there's nothing that you would need to put under the saddle of your guitar. So it's essentially non-intrusive in that regard, because you don't have to drill a hole in the bridge. You might have to enlarge the output of your acoustic guitar if it's not fitted for, you know, one of these 1/4 inch outputs. That might be something you would have to do if you have like a really nice acoustic guitar that doesn't have a pickup system in it. But not having that piezo part to put in your guitar is a nice touch. And it allows this system to be installed in a wide variety of acoustic guitars that you might not want to put like the Anthem system in. So the HiFi Duet system has 3 controls built into the preamp. 2 of them are like thumb wheel controls that you have access to here. One is simply volume, up and down. The other is the blend between the silo microphone and the HiFi transducers. So all the way forward is mic, all the way back is transducers, and I do think there is a frequency cutoff where like certain low frequencies are only handled by the HiFi system and not the silo. I think that's a similar setup to how the Anthem was, but essentially you can go full mic or full transducer, and then in between, or full HiFi, full silo, and then you can blend in between, which is really nice. Now, underneath there is another control. It's like a click wheel that you can set, and that sets the sensitivity of the silo microphone. The Anthem system had a similar adjustment you could make with like a little like a screwdriver, Phillips head. This one allows you to dial it in specifically for your guitar. So on this guitar, I noticed if I turn the sensitivity up too much, I would get this ringy resonant frequency up in the upper mid range that wasn't terribly pleasant. But that was like set all the way up. And so it lets you dial it back so that it sounds really rich and full, and yet gives you that presence that you would get with the sound of an actual microphone on a guitar. So I'm gonna play some playing samples here, and I'm gonna kind of go through the range of this blend control. So I'm gonna start on the silo, and then I'm gonna play a bit, and then I'll go to halfway, and then I'll go all the way to mic so you can hear how that sounds. One thing you might be asking is this worth an upgrade from an Anthem system? So the Anthem system still exists in the LR Baggs lineup. The HiFi Duet sits above it as far as a higher end offering. It's more expensive. I think it sounds better, but the thing about the two, they do sound very good, both of them, and they have their own sound. Like the Anthem system to me has more of that direct guitar sound to it, although it's a really good system, that doesn't sound like a piezo. The HiFi Duet system is going to sound more like a mic'd acoustic guitar. I just think that silo microphone that they developed, it just has more of a mic in front of the guitar sound to it than the mic in the Anthem system. Anthem system still sounds great. I still have a lot of guitars with that system in it, and I'm super happy with those, but I do think that the HiFi Duet sounds a little better, at least in my opinion, and especially on this guitar. I did have an Anthem in the CEO7 that I owned previously to this one. This is the second CEO7 that I've owned, and I think it sounds better with the HiFi Duet in it. Whether it's worth it for you to upgrade your guitar, to pull the Anthem out. If you take the Anthem out of a guitar, you might need to have a new saddle made for it because you're going to take a piezo out of that guitar, so it's going to change the height. So there's some things to consider if you're looking at that option. I'll say if you have a guitar that doesn't have a pickup system in it or doesn't have a piezo equipped pickup system in it, and you're thinking about should I invest in a HiFi Duet system, I highly recommend it. I think it sounds great. So I can say that the LR Baggs HiFi Duet is the best sounding pickup system that I've ever heard, that I've ever experienced. Now I will say there are a lot of really good pickup systems out there. Many of them I haven't tried out. So I'm not saying that this is hands down the best thing that exists on the market, but I will say it gets closer to the sound of a mic'd acoustic guitar than any other thing that I've tried. So thank you, LR Baggs, for continuing to push the envelope when it comes to making the direct out sound of your acoustic as good as it can possibly be. The HiFi Duet is so good that I'm thinking about getting a few more of them to put in some of my other guitars. It just sounds that good. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll have links below where you can learn more about the HiFi Duet, where you can learn about the HiFi system if you're interested in that. You heard what it sounds like in this guitar. I think the HiFi system sounds really good. It's a more budget-friendly option, even less intrusive than the HiFi Duet. There's just less to install in your guitar. So we'll link to all that below. We'll see you in the next one.